What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're recapping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeating the New York Giants 25-23. And this one hurts a lot because, first of all, I went to this game, and you know what? There was a lot of blue over there. It felt like a home game. We were cheering on third down, getting loud on third down when Jameis Winston and the offense were on the Bucs offense were on the field, trying to distort the communication between the Bucs offense. Big Blue really showed up at Tampa, but it wasn't good enough, and we lose to a field goal again. We lose to another field goal, in which the odds are for us, but they're against us at the same time. The odds are for us because Nick Folk missed 2 field goals and a PAT, and he gets the final field goal just barely. It was 4 or 5 inches away from hitting the left upright, and it somehow, some way goes through because the Giants. That's why. And, last year, 61 yards. Nobody thought, realistically, that's not going to happen, but all the Giants fans knew in the back of their head, they probably going to make this one, and they did. And I swear, if we keep losing these field goal games, I don't know what to do anymore, man. The Giants fans were leaving when there was 3 minutes and 16 seconds left after we failed that 2-point conversion, and I'll get to that later. After we failed that two-point conversion, Giants fans were already leaving because they knew the Giants defense was not going to hold up and not hold Jameis Winston to a field goal. Not hold Jameis Winston to 0 points, not a field goal. Because a field goal is all you needed to win the game. And, they were leaving. 3 minutes left on the clock after we failed that 2-point conversion. This is back to the 2014 season or 2015 season when we lost 7 or 8 games in the fourth quarter, where we led in the fourth quarter. So we allowed a bunch of comebacks. This feels like that season again, but worse because we sucked and we had to come back and then we failed to come back, and it's ridiculous. So, Eli Manning, you guys can't ask anything more of him. This is not his fault. I haven't seen anybody blame him yet. But like I said, if you're off the Eli bandwagon, stay off the Eli bandwagon. I don't want you back on because I hate when people, say he's garbage and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I firmly believe he probably is the worst quarterback in the division right now. He probably is, but he's still a damn good quarterback. The NFC East quarterbacks are very good. And so, Dak's not doing all too well this year, but that's another story. Anyway, Eli Manning is playing great right now. Guys, he was 30 for 49. 30 completions out of 49 attempts. That's good. 288 yards passing, not bad. I feel like we should have got more, but there was a lot of drop passes in this game. Brandon Marshall dropped at least 4. Odell dropped 2 or something like that. We could have had a lot more yards than that. And he's completing as a total right now 70% of his passes, to be exact 69.9, guys. So he is not the problem, and I hope everybody is understanding that now. The first 2 games of the season, you could have made a case for that. But I was saying, even in those first 2 games, that Eli is not the problem. Give Eli some time in the pocket, and he will not disappoint. And that's exactly what he did in this game. You guys, Eli takes no blame. He didn't even throw an interception this game. So, and he also ran for a touchdown. Not only did he run for a touchdown, he ran for a whole 14 yards. And he ran 15 miles an hour, guys. Who thought the Penguin could move that fast? I did not think that. I didn't know who was running, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Eli Manning in that number 10 jersey. But he did that. And did you guys see how he fell down? It was hilarious. Did you guys see how he dove? It was funny. I'm not going to get into that. But, so it was a good game to watch. I don't regret going to the game just because we lost, but I'm happy we didn't get blown out. This is our best competitive game we've had this season. Unfortunately, it came to a loss. But let's start with Ben McAdoo. We'll get onto the stats in a few, but Ben McAdoo, oh my God, again. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying this because I think it's true. I'm not going to be like a biased fan like that, but literally, guys, I don't think we're an 0-4 team. I think everybody understands that. But I don't think we suck to the point where, how we're playing on the field is what we actually are. We should be 2-2 right now, right? I'm not going to say, we should be, shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of thing. But we should have won against Philly. If we kicked if we got those 9 points on the board, we would have won that game. If we got the 2 field goals instead of going for it in the first quarter, where we're only down 7-0, middle of the first quarter, going for it and not converting, if we would have got those 3 points there, it would have been 7-3. We would have had some momentum going into the next drive. Maybe we could have got some points. Maybe the defense isn't that bad, but they're not motivated to play their best because the offense doesn't do anything with the ball. Maybe that's why. So, I mean, Eli Apple's a big problem too, don't get me wrong. But Landon Collins didn't have a great game either. You guys can't defend Landon Collins here. I know there are a lot of big Landon Collins fans here. I am one of them. I think he's one of the best safeties in the league, that's no doubt. But he had a bad game, guys. You have to admit that. Cameron Brate dotted all over him. O.J. Howard on that rollout there. I don't think Landon Collins, that was his main guy to cover there. But yeah, and then Darian Thompson didn't play well. He was benched later on for Andrew Adams, who wasn't any better. And so, I mean, the defense didn't play good. The defense didn't play good at all, guys. We barely got pressure on Jameis Winston. And when we did get pressure, Jameis Winston, he's a mobile quarterback. He stepped up in the pocket, made a throw. Stepped up in the pocket, ran with the ball. So, I mean, there are a lot of things that we can take out of this game that are good and bad. But either way, our season is over. Okay, our season is over. It is what it is. They tried. Hopefully, we get a good draft pick, some good offseason pickups. But I mean, Eli's hole is closing, and I hope we get Jerry Reese out of there. Oh my God, I hope we get Jerry Reese out of there. I hope we get Ben McAdoo out of there. We need some better talent. I hope we get Mike Sullivan out of there, that puppet of an offensive coordinator who probably has no responsibilities on that team whatsoever. He has no say in anything. He's not in press conferences. He doesn't call plays. He doesn't do any of that. He's just there just to fill in a hole. He's the offensive coordinator because that's his name, the offensive coordinator. That's all he does, Mike Sullivan does. So there's that. And I feel bad for Spags because he's trying his best. The players aren't motivated. They're not motivated to win. And it is what it is. Let's get on to that 2-point conversion. When I saw it in real time, it didn't look like Odell was really pushed out. Odell looked like he was just, too far out of bounds. But I did see some pushing there. I did see some pushing. Going back and looking at it, I was going over it. And I guess you could say that is an illegal contact call. Okay, fine. Say it was an illegal contact we call, and we even convert the 2-point conversion to retry, okay? Say that happens. What does that mean? Nothing. Because Tampa Bay went right down the field and got a field goal with like a minute and some change to spare. You tell me that they're not going to get a touchdown off of that? Come on, guys. They're going to get a touchdown off of that. So don't blame the 2-point conversion on the reason why we lost. Ben McAdoo obviously is the reason why we lost. Aldrick Rosas missed his first kick in his career. I'll let him slide because we didn't have any expectation for Aldrick Rosas. He was great coming out of the preseason, great in the season so far. A kicker's gonna miss some kicks, right? It was raining, the football was wet. I'm pretty sure he wasn't used to that, so he missed the kick. It's gonna happen. The guy's not Dan Bailey or anything. So it is what it is. Let's get on to the stats. Rushing, we actually rushed the ball, and I want to see Wayne Gallman start against San Diego. I want to see Wayne Gallman start. Listen, Paul Perkins has 36 carries. 36 carries so far in the season. You know how much yards he has? 61 yards. Do you know how much that is average? 1.9 yards a carry. Oh my God, that is worse than Andre Williams. And I thought Andre Williams was the worst running back we've ever had in this era. Terrible. Paul Perkins is terrible. And I know you guys say, you guys can't blame Paul Perkins. Guys can't blame Paul Perkins. The offensive line isn't opening holes. Look what Wayne Gallman did. Fine, he had 3.8 yards per carry. That is much better than Paul Perkins. Paul Perkins is not a starter. He is a change of pace back. He will not be able to take all the load. That's why he did so well with Rashad Jennings starting, because Rashad Jennings was the starter and Paul Perkins was the change of pace back. He was there to add a different element to the Giants' running game. But when your running game is Paul Perkins, you're not doing anything. Wayne Gallman, his first carry was like one that I've never seen before this season. I actually saw some vision. I actually saw somebody who went and hit a hole, and when that hole closed up, he used his agility to find another and make plays with his feet. Wayne Gallman did that. He looked like the best running back this season just from these 11 carries he's had. And I want to see him start next week against San Diego. 11 carries, 42 yards. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a hell of a lot better than Paul Perkins. Wayne Gallman alone had more yards than Paul Perkins did in 3 games. So I don't want to hear anything about Paul Perkins. I know everybody jumped off the Paul Perkins bandwagon, but just in case there's still a little bit more of you guys out there, Paul Perkins is trash. Anyway, moving on. Eli Manning. Eli Manning at the end of the first half was our leading rusher with 2 attempts for 16 yards. By the way, Paul Perkins was the lead back in that whole first half, just so you guys know. Anyway, Shane Vereen had 5 carries for 14 yards. He's not a running back. He's not the ground and pound kind of runner like the Giants want. So it's whatever. Shane Vereen never gets too many yards. And Paul Perkins, 9 carries for 13 yards. And his longest carry was for 14 yards. But you know how much times this guy was knocked back short of yardage because he freezes up when he doesn't see a hole? Wayne Gallman, there was no holes for Wayne Gallman, but he made holes. He made plays. He kicked it to the outside. And Wayne Gallman is a hell of a lot faster than Paul Perkins. Paul Perkins is a small back, and for a shifty back, he really doesn't have that breaking speed that you see in these smaller backs. He really doesn't have that. So then we move on. We had 28 carries for 91 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. 91 yards. We're almost there to the 100 mark. Hopefully we get there. But hopefully Wayne Gallman gets some more carries. I want to see Orleans Darkwa. He wasn't able to play this game. That's why Wayne Gallman filled in. But I want to see Orleans Darkwa and Wayne Gallman play. That's it. I don't want to see Shane Vereen. I don't want to see Paul Perkins. I want to see those two, Orleans Darkwa and Wayne Gallman. Jacquizz Rodgers, how the hell did he get 83 yards on us? Snacks Harrison got hurt early in this game. Actually, later on in this game. It was in the second half. But still, even with him there, Jacquizz Rodgers was running all over us. Not only that, Jacquizz Rodgers was catching screens. Devon Kennard, Jonathan Casillas had terrible games. They could not defend the tight ends. They could not defend the middle. They could not defend the running backs. They couldn't do anything. These linebackers are trash. Our best linebacker is Keenan Robinson, and all Spags used him on was for blitzes. I did not see Keenan Robinson drop back in coverage too many times. He was used on blitzes. Why the hell are you using somebody who just got, he was just playing in it? I think it's his first or second game now, coming off an injury, and you're blitzing him all the time, which makes no sense. He's probably our fastest linebacker. That's why Spags has him do that. But, I mean, Jesus Christ, Keenan Robinson is the best pass coverage linebacker we have. And that's saying a lot because these guys are trash. So, the linebackers didn't play too well. Landon Collins didn't play too well. Landon Collins gave up a touchdown and gave up I think 2 touchdowns, and then gave up that final play to Cameron Brate to basically seal the game for the Giants. Jacquizz Rodgers had 16 carries for 83 yards, probably the player of the game for Tampa Bay. I know Jameis Winston probably had a career game, but he was just pretty much a game manager at that point. He really didn't do too much. Jacquizz Rodgers really bailed him out whenever he needed it. Charles Sims, 1 carry for 14 yards. He just had a carry. Jameis Winston, 4 carries for 12 yards. Peyton Barber, 2 for 2. Whatever. Cameron Brate. We'll get on to the Giants receiving core first. Cameron Brate. Oh, let's get on to the quarterbacks. I don't know why I completely missed that. Eli Manning. 30 completions, 49 attempts, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. Had a quarterback rating of 91.2, a QBR of 79.6, so not the best because of the incompletions. I'm guessing because of those. He did have some bad throws too, but you know, it is what it is. Jameis Winston, 22 of 38, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and was sacked 1 time for 9 yards, and that was from Olivier Vernon, who left the game with an ankle injury. He probably re-aggravated that ankle injury. I hope he's okay, but I'm not too worried about it. The season's over anyway. Romeo Okwara, we get to see what he can do on the field. We will go on to the receiving corps. We'll go start with the Giants. Odell Beckham had himself a day. Didn't show up too much as much as I wanted him to. He did get hurt again in this game. Last week I think it was a dehydration kind of thing, but this week it looked like he re-aggravated that ankle injury. I hope that's not the case, but it seems to me that he's okay for now. Look at this. On 15 targets, he only caught 7 balls. He's not even catching 50% of his passes in this game. So, he's got to get better in terms of catching the ball. I think he had 2 or 3 drops. He's got to catch the ball, got to come down with it. There weren't too bad of drops either, but there was at least 2 balls that I could think of right now that Eli overthrew him on streaks down the sideline. That's not his fault, but at the same time, he's got to break coverage. So, 7 receptions, 90 yards, had a 42-yard bomb down the seam against Brent Grimes, and that was great. Vernon Hargreaves, sorry. It was against Vernon Hargreaves. Evan Ingram, this guy could, I'm seeing flashes that he could be a top tight end in this league. I don't know, maybe top 10, not pushing top 5, but maybe top 10. Guys, this guy is special. Evan Ingram, not only does he have the speed and route running ability, but he has the hands. This guy catches balls in traffic. He's very reliable. And I like what I see from Evan Ingram. If he could just learn to block a little bit more, and that's not going to keep him from becoming a top tight end. Look at Jimmy Graham. He doesn't block for anything. The guy wanted to be a wide receiver. He literally went to the Seahawks, and went to the Saints when he was with the Saints and said he wants to be a wide receiver. The guy has no interest in blocking, and he's a top tight end in this league. So that's not going to keep Evan Ingram from blocking. I think Evan Ingram can block better than Jimmy Graham. I'll tell you that. So there's that. Evan Ingram, 6 for 62. Had a 21-yard long. Sterling Shepard was great. Caught all of his targets. Caught 5 out of 5 for 46 yards? 54 yards. I want to see more from Sterling Shepard. Not on Sterling Shepard's side. I want to see him targeted more. Only 5 targets I think is a little too little for your number 2 wide receiver. I'm not going to call Brandon Marshall a number 2. He's a number 3. I like Sterling Shepard a lot more. I think he's all reliable. That's my nickname for him. And he's always there when Eli needs him. Always there. So, I want to see Sterling Shepard get some more looks. Brandon Marshall, 6 out of 10. He had like 4 drops. I think all of his damn targets were dropped. All of his missed targets were drops. He was 6 catches out of 10 targets, 46 yards. And yeah, there's that. Rhett Ellison caught a touchdown in this game. Great job by him. Mostly a blocking tight end, but was used as a decoy there. I like that. And then the Giants' red zone offense didn't look too bad. We saw Wayne Gallman. I called it out too. Before the ball was snapped, I was like, hit Wayne Gallman. I know he's going to be open because that linebacker was creeping inside. And as he was creeping inside, I was like, wow, Wayne Gallman's going to be wide open. And he was. That linebacker was probably just pulled off the practice squad. So, yep. And Wayne Gallman gets himself his first touchdown in the NFL, a receiving touchdown. Cameron Brate, he had 4 receptions for 80 yards. The tight ends have been killing us for years and years and years now, and Jerry Reese does not know what the deal is. He's like, wow, tight ends really kill us. Let's draft Eli Apple. I don't know what goes through their mind. I swear, let me be GM and I will change this team around so bad. But Cameron Brate was the leading receiver. Cameron freaking Brate. But 4 receptions, 80 yards. Adam freaking Humphries. And I'll tell you right now, there was this one play where I don't know why the Giants do this too much, but they have Darian Thompson in the safety position all the way up, 15 yards up, 20 yards up, guarding the slot. That means the slot is completely open from from the line of scrimmage from 20 yards out. So all the wide receiver needs to do is run a quick little out, and he's going to be gaining 15 yards. So there was this one play. Thank God it was Jameis Winston and not Aaron Rodgers who we were playing, because Jameis Winston was only looking to the right side, only looking to his primary receiver, Mike Evans. He was not open. He just threw it to him. It was incomplete. But Adam Humphries was so open, it could have went to the house. Darian Thompson took too long to get to Adam Humphries, and he was already in his route. He was already breaking on his route. That could have went to the house. And thank God it was Jameis Winston. He didn't look to the left side whatsoever. He tried to throw to Mike Evans. It was incomplete. So thank God for that. O.J. Howard has his first NFL touchdown, and it was on the Giants. O.J. Howard, somebody we wanted to pick up, but I think Evan Ingram's looking like the better pick right now. O.J. Howard hasn't really been spectacular like how everybody thought he was so far in the season, but it is very early in the season. I'll give you that, but I like Evan Ingram a little better. He's grown on me a lot. So Deshaun Jackson didn't do anything. There was a couple times where Jameis Winston like, hey, Deshaun, I know you're the giant killer. Just go out there and I'll throw you the ball. There was 2 times that Deshaun Jackson ran for a streak, one down the seam and one down the sideline, and both times it was Eli Apple in coverage, and he actually knocked the ball away. So, you know, I'll give you some props there, Eli Apple, but you still played a terrible game. You still allowed a touchdown. So there's that. Our defense was terrible. I'll tell you guys this right now. Usually in games, you see the best, player get, the best defender get about like 10 tackles. The best tackler in that game usually get about 10 tackles, 14 tackles, something like that. Landon Collins, who didn't have a great game whatsoever, had a total of 7 tackles. Our tackling was putrid. It was so bad. I never even used that word putrid. I couldn't even give you the definition, but I know it means bad. That tackling defense was terrible. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie thought he was Luke Kuechly when he tried to hit Adam Humphries when they were trying to go down to score after we had that terrible punt by Brad Wing. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie tries hitting Adam Humphries, who doesn't look like a skinny guy, just tries hitting him with his shoulders and completely bounces off of him, and Adam Humphries runs for like another 10 yards before 5 other Giants have to tackle him. Adam Humphries looked like he's nothing more than 5'10", 200 pounds. You got to tackle him. You got to wrap up. You got to tackle him. So these guys had a terrible day tackling. And yeah, it is what it is. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they tackled pretty well, but there were some times where Odell slipped away, where Wayne Gallman slipped away. But other than that, I think they had a pretty good day tackling. So moving on for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for any of you guys Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans watching this, you guys are definitely going in the right direction. Do I think you should be confident about the New England game? I'm not sure yet, because yet again, the Giants, you're facing a different team. We're talking about the New England Patriots here. Yes, their defense is pretty bad, but it's not any better, or not any worse. If not, they're pretty much the same in the New York Giants defense. You're probably gonna score as much the same points. I don't think you're gonna put up 30 against the New England Patriots. And the New England Patriots are really gonna take hold. You better wish you have Quan Alexander back. You better wish you have Levante David back, and you better wish Vernon Hargreaves has some awareness on deep balls. Vernon Hargreaves is struggling right now. Brent Grimes is probably looking like the only secondary player that's really making plays right now. So you have to watch that. Brandon Cooks is a burner. That's going to be a problem with Brent Grimes and Vernon Hargreaves. Brandon Cooks is a burner. Rob Gronkowski. How are you going to guard Rob Gronkowski? You let Evan Ingram have a career day so far, getting 62 yards, and Evan Ingram is just a rookie. How are you going to stop the best tight end in football? It's going to be hard. You got to wish you had... Chris Conte is not going to get him, okay? Chris Conte is not going to cover Rob Gronkowski. You got to wish Levante David comes back. You got to wish that Quan Alexander comes back. Jameis Winston, he got away with getting no turnovers this game. Can he continue that against the New England Patriots? We will see. The New England Patriots don't have the best guys on their front seven, but they can get sacks. Unfortunately, the Giants couldn't get that done. We're not really much of a sack team as it is. We're more of a run-stuffing type of team, and we didn't even do great at that. But I think, that either way, the New England's defense is going to be a problem for you guys. But I think you should be confident because Carolina, they have one of the worst offenses in the league, and they put up 33 against the New England Patriots at home. But you guys are at home, Thursday Night Football, so you guys have a chance here. Am I picking you guys to win? No, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say you guys are going to win because of the performance you had here, because you guys just barely squeaked away from this, okay? If Nick Folk plays the same way he played, the kicker I'm talking about, if he plays the same way he played this game, you guys aren't winning this game because if anything, you're not blowing this team out. It's going to come down to a field goal, just like the Carolina game. It's going to come down to that. You're not getting more than 6 or 5 points on the, you're not going to win by more than 5 or 6 points on the New England Patriots. So, with that being said, you guys have a chance, but I'm going to, be safe and I'm not going to pick you guys yet. So, you guys got to show me more than that. Scoring 25 on us, I mean, you guys, and allowing 23 against one of the worst offenses in the league. So, it's gonna be hard for you guys, for your defense and your offense. As far as the New York Giants goes, our season's over. We're 0-4. Yes, we're 3 games back from the division and 2 games back from first place, but we're not going to catch up, guys. We have a extremely hard schedule ahead of us. We're facing the Chargers next week, and then we're going facing Denver. And I don't know which ones are home, which ones are away. Either way, I think we're losing against the Chargers. Guys, we don't have home field advantage, okay? We don't. It is what it is. We don't have a home field advantage. We're going to lose against the Chargers. We're going to lose against Denver. We're going to lose against Seattle. Then we go on the bye and we face Los Angeles. Los Angeles was the team that I thought we could beat, and they just beat the Dallas Cowboys. They have the number 1 offense in the league right now, and it's not looking good for the Giants as in terms of getting a win. I see us realistically, not because we're such a bad team, but of the schedule we have. It's a combination of two, actually. We're looking at 4-12, 3-13, guys. That's if we sweep Washington. That is not going to happen. But just say we do. We sweep Washington and we beat San Francisco. That's pretty much the only win we're looking at right now. We're not going to beat any other team right now. We're facing the AFC West. We haven't faced one opponent in the AFC West yet. The worst team in the AFC West has historically a good track record against the Giants in the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers, who we face next week, who are 0-4. So, historically, they beat us. You got the Chiefs, who we'll see what they do tonight, but they look unstoppable right now with Kareem Hunt. You got the Denver Broncos, who Trevor Siemian's really coming up as a quarterback in this league. They have a nasty running game with Jamal Charles and C.J. Anderson. They have a mean pass rush with Von Miller and that Sean Barrett guy who's really coming on. They had one of the best secondaries in the league with Justin Simmons at safety, who's really making a rise there at safety. And you've got Aqib Talib and Chris Harris, who are both top 10 corners in his league. You've got Seattle, who just dropped 46 on the Indianapolis Colts. Keep in mind, Indianapolis also allowed 49 against the Rams. But Seattle was struggling on offense, and they scored 46 points on the Indianapolis Colts. We're not going to win that. Los Angeles Rams, number one scoring offense right now. San Francisco 49ers, very scrappy with these teams. Comes down to the last second. They're having some trouble, but they can get the win against us. It's going to be hard to win any game, guys. It's going to be hard to win any game. So, with all that being said, the player of the game for the New York Giants is definitely Eli Manning. What a game he had. He had a good game. First rushing touchdown in 3 years. I'm very proud of him. I want to see him get under center a little bit more. He looks like he's not very comfortable in the shotgun. But a player of the game for the Giants was Eli Manning. I'll call that the At Least You Tried award. That is what I call the MVP of the losing team, the At Least You Tried award. And that goes to Eli Manning. And the player of the game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be split with Jameis Winston and Jacquizz Rodgers. I know Jacquizz Rodgers didn't put up record-breaking numbers, but whenever there was a third down, whenever they needed a big play to move the chains for the Tampa Bay offense, Jacquizz Rodgers was there. Nobody on that Tampa Bay defense really impressed me. If you want to go Brent Grimes, fine, because he did have some good coverage in some plays, but I don't think anybody on that defense for Tampa Bay was really special. Either on the Giants, too. It wasn't a very good defensive game. It was mostly offense. And mostly offenses beating themselves up. So, there's that, guys. Very long video because I went to this game. I basically had the all-22 kind of perspective on it. So that's why this was a very long video. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys went through it. Let me know if you guys watched this whole video. Literally, comment down below and let me know if you watched this whole video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Predictions come out tomorrow.